sadly, we do have incidents where we have to have police on campus.
Mm.
And certainly concerns about there are terrorist concerns, but then there's also concerns about the lone radicalized person who may do something. So we have all of that, unfortunately. Um, but I think what I was thinking about whilst listening to people talk was, we have tabletop exercises, we have gold, silver, bronze command, and all this sort of thing. So very good protocols. But it's those incidents that you don't expect, and they're the ones when you really get tested.
Mm.
So my favourite example was we had a power cut.
Mhm.
Doesn't sound like much. Power goes off every now and again. But what you don't realise at first is it's not just you who's got the power cut, it's actually your corner of the city. And then you start to think there's something more going on. And because it was in the winter, the light goes really quickly in this country. So by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, in the buildings, really dark. It wasn't safe.
Mm.
And what had happened was, yes, there'd been an incident that it was an accident, but it cut off part of the city. And I think it was over 12 hours before we got the power back. We'd got students in accommodation who didn't know what was happening. We had to shut the campus, which is unheard of. It's not what happens. And because no one had expected that to be a crisis, dealing with it was really interesting.
Mm.
And we learnt a lot, as you
Right.
do.
Yeah.
And then there's other incidents where you think you know what you're going to do, but actually, when it actually hits, if you have a cyber incident, you think you
Mm.
know what you're going to do, but it is that working out what still works, what
Mm.
can we actually do, where what are the lines that we've got. So to me, a lot of it is, and we do an awful lot of scenario planning.
Right.
It's those scenarios we don't expect.